When WOWGO contacted me in regards to conducting a review of the WOWGO 2S Pro, I was ecstatic. WOWGO at the time was one of the original budget e-skate brands that I had yet to work with. And secondly, the WOWGO 2 was the first electric skateboard that I purchased with my hard-earned money several years back. Consequently, WOWGO has always held somewhat of a unique perspective for my family because the brand started our journey in e-skate, which has been very important as of late. Not only has e-skate provided an opportunity to bond as a family, e-skate has also provided an acceptable pastime during these unprecedented times. Since becoming an enthusiast, I have had the ability to review many boards, publish a children's book about e-skate, and meet people from all walks of life, and honestly, it's because of WOWGO, and more specifically, the WOWGO 2S, which I purchased several years back. So of course, I was excited to see how the WOWGO 2S Pro relates in comparison to the initial WOWGO 2S. So the burning question is, how good is the WOWGO 2S Pro? The WOWGO 2S Pro is composed of Canadian maple, bamboo, and fiberglass, which is a premium feature for a board in this price range. The flex and the rebound of the deck when riding was effective at helping reduce vibrations when riding, especially since this board is a hub-driven board. The concave of the deck was, in lack for better words, very Goldilocks, meaning just right. While concave is a great feature that can make riders feel locked in, some companies have taken this statement and run with it, causing some board companies to design boards with too much concave, resulting in an uncomfortable ride when riding more than a few miles. WOWGO nailed the concave with this deck. It is just enough to feel connected to the board, but not too much where it creates foot fatigue. I found when carving and making sharp turns, the board responded very well. The design from an aesthetic perspective is pleasing to the eye. The board boasts a minimalist look, but maintains some useful features, including an arrow helping riders identify the front of the board. Additionally, I like the logo design. It's not all in your face, but it lets riders know who you are rocking with. As a motivational speaker, the nice quote on the deck, "Passion on the go," stood out to me as well. The bottom of the deck possesses a cool Poseidon design. My son is a big fan of the design, and honestly, I am too. The board definitely looks cool when standing it up while charging or storing. The battery configuration of the WS is more than impressive when considering the price point of this board. It is composed of a 12S 2P configuration with an estimated range of 14 to 17 miles. Of course, there are a variety of factors that impact range, rider weight, terrain, and riding style, to name a few. I found that this board maintained good acceleration and speed even as the battery became exhausted. One of my favorite features of this board is the ESC. The WOWGO 2S Pro ships with the new V3 Hobbywing Esc, which allows riders to turn the board on by simply turning on the remote. Now, to some, this may not seem like a big deal, but believe me, once you have this feature, it's hard to go back. It's kind of like watching a movie in 3D with a banging sound system, and then the next day going to the dollar movies. It's just hard to make the adjustment. In addition to the smart turn-on feature, like many other boards with the Hobbywing Esc, it is very smooth and predictable when braking and accelerating. One area that I have to emphasize is the braking. In addition to the smart turn-on feature, this board, like many other boards with the Hobbywing Esc, is very smooth and predictable when braking and accelerating. One area that I have to emphasize is the braking strength. I really like the braking on this board. Oftentimes, companies put too much emphasis on speed and acceleration and not enough emphasis on braking. This is something WOWGO did not do with this board. The braking strength is very confidence inspiring. With this board and ESC, WOWGO continues to utilize 4 speed modes composed of 3 standard modes, which are great for cruising and conserving range, and turbo for those looking for faster acceleration. Even though turbo reduces range, it is beneficial when riding amongst cars or climbing hills. I was pleasantly surprised with the board's acceleration and hill climbing capabilities. Paired with the ESC, is WOWGO's ergonomic screen yielding remote. The screen provides riders a plethora of information, including speed mode, current board speed, remote and battery details, as well as an odometer. WOWGO's remote is amongst one of the most comfortable remotes on the market for production boards. Poseidon ships with unbranded trucks. However, the ride and carving experience is nothing to be disappointed with. I literally did nothing to the bushing setup and the ride was just how I like it. Stability at high speeds and when hitting bumps, but enough play to carve and turn. The cost savings without lack of quality, I think, allowed WOWGO to put more emphasis on other components that really help make this board a worthy competitor and in many respects, a go-to board. A component of this board that made me put some respect on this board's name was the PU WOWGO is using with their wheels. Even though the board is a hub motor board, the comfort, grip, and overall feel are at a high level. One can make a compelling argument that this is one of the most comfortable hub motor boards on the market. The board ships with 90mm wheels by 54mm with 78A Duro, which feels amazing when riding. The rear wheels, which serves as the drivetrain, appear to utilize the same PU. The motors, which are rated at 500 watts, provide more than enough power to propel me to the top speed and get me up hills. Overall, the drivetrain system is very impressive. So what's the final verdict? WOWGO has produced a board that would be one of my first recommendations when riders ask for a starter board with good features and ride quality, but does not break the bank. The fit and the finish of the board do not look like that of a board in the price range of around $430 US. The automatic turn on feature makes it quick and easy to turn the board on and get riding, which is perfect for those using public transportation, college students leaving class, and anyone else who simply does not like bending over to turn on a board, and that includes me. The performance of the board in terms of acceleration and speed are comparable with many other boards that are more expensive. In addition, the overall weight of the board of 17.2 pounds makes the board very portable. There's literally nothing that I dislike about this board. This is one of those boards that is easy for me to recommend, especially at the price point. If you like this board, do not forget to use my link and discount code to support the channel. And as always, I will see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Peace. Great job, WOWGO.